Hi everyone. So today we're going to make some garlic and herb dipping oil using garlic that we harvested from our garden last week. Super simple. It takes about an hour and a half total because you have about a few minutes before it goes in the oven, then it cooks for an hour, and then afterwards you have about 15 minutes of prep before you can eat it. So the ingredients that you need is 1 tablespoon of crushed rosemary. We use the dried. We're not sure if the fresh would work, but I'm sure it would taste delicious. We've got 1 teaspoon of dried thyme, a half a cup of olive oil. We decided to go with 2 bulbs of garlic because ours are smaller. It's totally up to you. We both really like garlicky food too. So the recipe calls for 1 large head of garlic, but we're going to use 2. We'll let you know if it's too strong. So to start, you cut off the top of your garlic head so that the cloves are exposed. We also, since we just harvested this from our garden, we had to cut off the dirty roots because we didn't want dirty oil. So then you place those in the shallow baking dish. Then you sprinkle your herbs. Try and get the other. So again, that's rosemary and thyme, a teaspoon of each. And then you just drizzle all of that with olive oil. It smells so good. Cover it tightly with aluminum foil. And this is going to set the oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. And then we're going to put that in for 1 hour. And it'll be all roasted. And we'll be right back in a minute. So I don't know if you guys can see this or not. Can we tilt it a little bit? But we just took it out of the oven. It's bubbling. Can you hear the sizzle of it all? It's gorgeous. It smells delicious. And you can tell that everything is nice and roasted. So we'll come back. We have to let it cool a few minutes so we don't burn ourselves while we get the delicious garlic out of the paper wrapping. We'll be back in a few. So it is still pretty hot, but it's cool enough that we can touch it with our fingers and not burn ourselves. So what we're doing, our garden garlic is gorgeous and really easy to work with. So some of the cloves we've been able to just peel the paper off and then we just put it in here, like this one. They're beautiful. And then you mash them into the oil that's in the pan. Some of them though, when you get them at the store, it has more cloves and they're lots of different sizes. So like when I've used the store-bought garlic, I just squeeze it like this. Can you see that? And squeeze it out. But my frugal self always wonders how much garlic got left behind in the paper. So I am really excited about the fact that these, most of them, you're able to just take the clove right out of the paper and get the entire clove of garlic yumminess into the oil. Now the recipe says to just mash these with a fork in the herb oil. And I love it that way. It tastes really good. But my daughter does not like to have chunks of garlic, so she blends it. So she puts everything in, and then you can use like an immersion blender, or she just pours it into our small blender and just blends it up and whips it. And it tastes the same, it just doesn't have any chunks of garlic. Make sure you wash your hands before you do this. Forgot to say that. Okay. We're just going to swish it. We've got our bread heating up in the oven. everything.
And there was a certain kind of bread that it tasted better with, right?
Any of your mild breads. So I tried it with sourdough. I was not a fan of the flavor combination with the sourdough, so but French bread, Italian bread. I've done it with dinner rolls. I love bread. So, yeah. So we're going to have a snack here in a little bit.
Usually not that much.
Just working in. This is really beautiful garlic too. It's making much more of a paste than the store-bought garlic. So I think with this kind of garlic Wendy's technique probably would help. But we're going to taste it and see. And we do have a blender if we want to blend it up and whip it up. That would be fine. So we'll be right back when we've got our bread out of the oven. And I'll slice it up. The end of it. Our bread is out of the oven. We put a little bit of the dipping oil on our plates. See how it tastes.
Miss Erin has never had this before, so I'm excited to try it. All Miss
I've had
Liz
it a
does
lot.
is talk about it all the time.
It turns out a little different every time because your garlic really changes it. So that's good. Time for lunch. It's good. Glass of wine.
Liz.
Good pasta dish. Or like steak.
And you could bake your own bread. Like this bread was from Kroger's, but
It's too hot to make bread yesterday. Although it would have risen really well.
yummy, yummy.
It's delicious. So like we said, it takes what? 15 minutes max of your actual time prepping it. Most of the time is in the oven, which you can put in the oven, walk away, get something else done.
Oh.
It's delicious, and it costs pennies compared to buying your own garlic dipping oil in the store. So let us know if you tried it and what you think.
Thank you.
Have a good weekend.